Okay, are we back on the record? Not yet. Great. Okay. Any members of the board have any further questions for Mr. Troutman? Mr. Hale, do you want to respond or have your traffic engineer respond to anything that was said?
I think we had no, well, other than to say that I think that we've heard the concerns, and Mr. Troutman raised them again, the board obviously, with respect to the excess parking and related to impervious coverage and lot configuration. And I think that we can, I know this has been a work in progress with the feedback that we've gotten from the board and the board professionals from the first application, including, as Mr. Troutman mentioned, making the single drive on Hillside, and now the suggestion of having it aligned, the additional buffering from the rear. So I think we can make some pretty substantial changes to address, again, the excess parking, and certainly present a revised plan to the board and the board professionals prior to the next hearing. And I think that will, address many of the concerns that have been raised here. Okay.
I think that would be beneficial to you to bring that back to us and have us review. Yeah. Yep. Thank you.
Okay.
Would you like to conclude?
Well, again, I think for tonight's hearing,
for tonight.
We did want to get through our planning testimony, and we appreciate both the feedback from the board and the board professionals on that. And I think that exercise was good in having Mr. Block expand on the bulk variances in addition to the general criteria for the D1 variance. And again, our goal this evening, recognizing that there wouldn't be a full complement of members, was to get through our planning testimony. And obviously, Mr. Martinez was here to answer Mr. Cunningham and other board members' questions. So that would be, and I did speak to Mr. Bergen about the next meeting, and we have no problem in carrying this until whatever the June meeting is. So.
Yeah.
21st. June 21st.
21.
So, yes. So with that, members of the public, the application is going to be carried to June 21st. It will continue June 21st. It will continue. As we have done in our past meetings, if any member of the public wishes right now to make comments based on the new information that was given tonight, we are here to receive those comments, but the June meeting, we will continue the hearing in the June meeting, and again, at that time, you will have an opportunity to be heard. So, Mr. Hale, I'm going to just open it up to the public to see if there's any comments on the additional information that was received this evening.
And we do recognize, and I know the board has been gracious in allowing the residents and public to comment after each hearing, but we certainly hear what they've said before, so yeah, it would be appreciated if it was related to what came up this evening. So, thank you.
Thank you.
I apologize for being late, so all the questions. I apologize for being late. So all the questions to the professional witnesses are done. We're done with that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. If I have questions of the board, we do that in the public comment section. If I have questions for you.
The board doesn't really take questions.
Well, it doesn't really. Do they? No. Yes or no? They don't take questions.
They do not. They will deliberate later on, but you can make comments if you wish.
So we can't. Okay. I'll figure that out. Okay.
Oh, sir, sorry. Your name, I'm sorry, just for the record.
David Jensen, Elizabeth. I had a public comment with others who want to go before me.
Are there any members of the public that wish to speak at this time? Again, we'd like to limit it to the additional information and testimony that was given this evening. There will be an opportunity at the next hearing to make comments on the application prior to deliberation and a vote. Yes, Mr. Jensen?
I might be redundant. I'm not going to be here in June. So if I'm a little redundant.
Just, if you could just raise your right hand.
Okay, well, all right. Okay, I got the, okay. Yes, hi, I'll go.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Absolutely.
Again, state your name, spell your last name, and give your home address.
David L. Jensen, 943 Spofford Avenue, Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Thank you.
Okay, and I have what, I'm just going to make a brief statement. I have a copy, make it easier than the last time for the clerk or the transcription. Who is that? Who do I give that to? And I have 6 copies for you. I think there were going to be 7 if you want to read along. It's up to you. Former school teacher, give you a break. We want the class to go along. I'm just going to read. Ooh, I need one back. I gave you too many. May I have one back? Okay. David Jensen.
And I'm sorry, just because you've presented it in writing, we are going to mark this P1, P for public.
Okay.
It is a April 27, 2022 written statement.
Okay.
Thank you.
As I said the last time, I'm not trying to be amusing or anything else. This is my military stuff. I am a veteran, okay? And what I'm going to say is redundant, perhaps what I said the last time, but it's briefer and I think more cogent and able to decipher what I had to say. So, and I had a couple, and at the end I have another comment, a little one. Okay. I apologize for any of the inconsistencies here. Okay. My statement before the Board of Adjustment, Township of Springfield, New Jersey, April 27, 2022, which is today. I wish to quickly and clearly say that it is ironic that while tonight I and others speak of the impacts of a fast food restaurant on one of New Jersey's earliest townships, a military commander today is doing what honorable commanders fear most, a plea for unequivocal help for his country from the outside world as his encampment is besieged and isolated under constant attack, where the men, women, and children he has pledged to defend are without medical help and food and are literally vanquished. He refuses to surrender, however, and hopes that somehow he will be supported. And as your township had earlier, and gratefully I put that in, had earlier acknowledged this conflict, with Godspeed, they will be redeemed. I think we all know what we're talking about. Okay, all right, that's just a preface, a prelude. Okay, now, it is ironic to mention this because in parallel to the vandals acting against him, vandals who thus far have shown little courage in pursuing their strategic arms honorably, they are not unlike the 5,000-man British Army of 240 years ago, who in the process of being repulsed from this town and state by a far smaller but braver force of Continental regulars and local farmers from Springfield, killed a local pastor's wife defending her children at parsonage and burned every farmhouse and home except 4 in making their dishonorable retreat into history, never to return again to a northern colony in their attempt to quell the national revolution by cowardly means. Now, and so while today it is agreed and reaffirmed that your township's force saved our union's revolution, sadly over time, many county residents and business owners have seemingly forgotten their contribution, and with it, that reputation. Reputation is everything, and while many of us have not forgotten, separate private speculators seeking only profit have come before this board into that gap, seeking approval for the sale of their trendy foods, and now separate speculators, and now legal drugs under the guise of convenience, ease, and modernity. And while the seemingly quick fix to a landowner's financial needs could be quickly settled with the current tenant, which is true, none of your approval tonight will behoove your township over time and only be at the expense of the uncertainty over children's safety, homeowners' property values, and your township's historical reputation. Certainly, we are living in uncertain economic and international times, but your board should be reflective of my arguments above and not grant any waiver to these speculators' applications. There are opportunities for them elsewhere for the town and for the township. Excuse me, slow down. There are opportunities for them elsewhere. For this township should remain the well-deserved home of the patriot and not the chicken. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public? Again, limited, please, to the additional testimony that was given this evening. Please come up. Yes, ma'am.
I just have a very, Laura
I'm sorry,
Weiss.
first-
Laura Weiss, yes.
Right hand.
Laura Weiss.
Right. Other hand.
Laura Weiss,
you.
WEISSE, 164 Hillside Avenue, Springfield.
Please, do you swear or affirm to tell the
Yes, I
truth?
do. Yes, I
Okay,
do.
and again, your name, spell the last name.
WEISSE, Laura. You mentioned all the things that are going to be done to beautify the area.
I'm sorry,
sorry.
ma'am, can you please just speak into the microphone because it's being recorded, so we need to make sure it's part of the record.
The gentleman described all the things that are going to be done to beautify and separate the whole area around the area of the Chick-fil-A. But my question is, are you going to, or is the township going to make a sidewalk on Hillside Avenue on the opposite side of the street? Because there is no sidewalk on the opposite side of the street along all of Hillside, and people tend to walk on the street, which I think is a grave concern. So I'm just wondering whether the township or you are planning, is this part of the plan for security?
That is not, that is not part of the plan.
Okay, then I think it should be. I think that should be made part of the plan. If they're going to introduce all this other traffic and everything else, for safety's sake, there should be a sidewalk on the other side. There is no sidewalk on that side.
You're speaking about the east side, right? The residential side?
Right here, from the light all the way to Hillside, there is no sidewalk on the residential side. There is a partial sidewalk on this side, but there is none on that side. So with traffic, it's one lane each way. It's going to be very dangerous because people walk on the street. So that's all.
Thank you.
Just want to get that, we are adding a sidewalk on our side.
Yes. Into the mic.
Yes, we are adding a sidewalk on our side, or completing the sidewalk, and I think that was a suggestion, I don't know, of one of the professionals, or we had proposed that.
Thank you. Any other members of the public wish to comment? Okay. We will see everyone on this application June 21st, but our next meeting is May 17th for anyone who would like to attend.
Yep, just confirm that, I know we had to re-notify last time, because Jen wasn't here. No.
It's true.
But that it would be carried without the requirement of further notice, because we're still
That
going
is
to be in
correct.
person, 6 p.m. on June 21st.
That is correct.
Correct.
Great, thank you.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you.